All right, everybody's been asking me, how do you turn one of these into a farm? Now, before you start diving into this project, one of the things I need to tell you all is this farm is something that I designed on stream. I kind of did it on the spot. There's no, it's not a perfect farm. I'm always updating it little by little here and there to make it more efficient for me. But, as we get started with this farm, you're going to need a lot of patience. You're going to have to put aside a considerable amount of time and be ready to die a lot. Unless you decide to take safety precautions, you're going to die a lot. So take this tutorial one step at a time, and we're going to see if we can get through this. I've been kind of avoiding setting this up because I know there's probably more efficient ways of doing it. Mine takes no redstone, and for me, it's fairly simple. So let's begin. I mean, the first thing you're going to want to do is run through the entire trial chamber, exploring every nook and cranny, torching it all the way through to make sure you have every pathway marked, every stairway marked. That way you know where every chest, every loot thing, make sure you know where everything is. You loot, and if you want to, something that might help you if you want to chart this out on a map or whatever, map this out and then put banners on everything. Like put a red banner for all the spawners, put a green banner for all these things. I mean, that could help too. And then when you're done with that, find an entry point. Find a place that starts the trial chamber. So we're going to do it. We're going to use this room right here. And we're going to make a way to get down to this spot. So we're going to start right here at this room. Because there's nothing in here but chests. And every trial chamber is going to be different. They're not all going to be the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way out to the tough. Past the tough. And I know I'm doing this in creative. If you're doing it in survival, cool. If you're doing it in creative, that's up to you. And we're going to go all the way to the surface to make an entrance. Now, we have a nice, beautiful pit here. We have a nice, beautiful pit. And this is where we're going to get started. So, the reason why I told you guys to map this out, so you know where to mine. Everybody has their own preferences on how they want to mine. What you want to do. I made it a game. Mine all the tough, mine all the copper, mine everything except the spawners. And this is just because, you know, you can only loot them once. I broke these. Like, after I went through it the very first time and looted all of these, you can leave these in if you want. You might as well break them. Unless you have 20 plus people that are going to get on, or you have like a plugin or an add-on that allows you to consistently open these things. If you're going to turn this into like a farm trial, I mean, personally, I would just break these. To each their own. It's an opinion. You don't have to do it. You can if you want to. And yeah, like I said, you want to mine all the tough. You want to mine everything. Everything. The next frame you guys are going to see is all of this gone, and it's going to be a big giant square. So this is probably going to be the part that takes the longest. I would advise, if you don't know where to start, just start at the top and just start mining forward. And like I said, get all of the tough, get all the copper, get everything. All right, I'll see you when this is all mined. Oh. Now, I did mine more symmetrical. You don't have to do this, but I wanted the entire area to look like one big open room. So, like, I would find the highest point. This is the highest point up here. So, we would not go higher than this. So, it looks like farthest, like, width is, like, right here. So, I would mine all of this all the way to here, and then we would go all the way up even these little corridors, I would also open them up and wind them up. Okay, so after, even with creative mode, it still takes a while. This is what your area should look like now. Everything should be exposed. Everything should be open. Now, some things you need to look out for. You need to look for any ledges that these guys can land on. So any ledges you find, you need to cover them up. And this gives you something to really work off right at first. Make sure every ledge that these guys could possibly land on, you want to make sure they have a straight shot all the way down. So you want to go through any oars that are sticking out, any torches, anything needs to be broken. Now, when you come up to, now I know you saw this thick room right here earlier. Look at all the treasure boxes versus the spawners. This is at your own discretion. The best way I found this to work, I would use this area here instead of getting the loot out of these things. I would just break these. I know what some of y'all are thinking, but this is for the best. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we want to go from here to over here. We want to go from here to over here. Now, there's several ways you can do this. I like doing the stairs channel method. What I mean by stairs channel method is in like this. We're gonna get some water. We're going to make a row of water. We're gonna make sure none of the spawners will be an issue. Okay, this goes all the way up to 8. We're gonna dig a trench. Beep. And do it again. The reason why this is so big is because these guys have a big spawn radius. And I've tried shrinking it down to where they only spawn in one spot, and it didn't work. So this is the best that I've come up with for this to work. So now we're gonna mine this out, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to here, and then do another trench. So this is gonna be the turning point where we're not gonna go all the way to the end of that on that side over there, because it's just gonna be big empty space. I mean, you can if you want for uniformity if you want, but that's on you. So we've done the trench, all that part's done. We got 2 more parts to do. We gotta build the kill chamber where the mobs are gonna die, and we gotta build how they're gonna get activated. So we're going to let's do the kill chamber next. So we're going to come over here. Now, if y'all haven't seen y'all haven't seen any of my mob farms or anything like that, I like doing kill chambers. So we're gonna go where the end of this water, we're gonna go down 8 blocks. We're gonna go down, 8 blocks. We're gonna go down 8, and we're pretty much gonna cut a giant hole right here. Okay, so now this is all the space you got to work with right here. So that's a lot of iron, dude. Oh my gosh. If I was in survival, I'd be so distracted right now. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How much more space? We got a little bit more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Make this too wide. And if you want to make it pretty, you can put a block right here, like this. Because we don't need to see any more of this. fact, let's just put a wall right here. Don't make it too high because you still need to make a pathway to be able to walk up there. Wall just like that. You know what? Let's make this stylish. Let's put glass here. Let's put glass. So at the end of this trench, we're gonna have another 2-block drop. We're gonna open this up here and put magma blocks, and then we're gonna glass it just like that. And we're gonna make this just like this. We're gonna put a slab. It can be a slab of whatever you want. Put a slab right here, and you can take a sword and hit mobs that are in here. And the reason why you want to do this, if you get an Ashen or you get in like any of those specialty mobs, in order to get their arrows, you have to hit them with the melee. You have to melee hit them. You could try a trident killer or something like that if you want. I haven't had any success on doing something like that on Java. I have on Bedrock. I haven't on Java yet. So, yeah, that's the farm itself. Like, that's it. The farm itself, that's it. We need to, if you want to automatically collect the items in here, you can set barrels like, let's see. We can do hoppers, do a minecart, hopper, rails. So we could do barrels sticking up. Just so I can get out. Like this. Roundy round. I always do two like that just because for assurance. Now, just letting you know, this might fill up relatively quickly. You might be better off doing like from this system here, because you can still hit the mobs from here. You can make a minecart thing underneath this and have the minecart hopper just go around and just drop stuff off, or you can do it just like this. I would do it just like this, just to make sure the whole thing, the farm works the way you want it to, and then adjust it from that point on, because I want this to be your project. I know that sounds probably odd from a tutorial standpoint, but I want this to be your deal. Okay, let's make a way to get out of here. Okay, now we need to find a way to get to and from to activate all of the things. So, now, what I did on survival is I made a bubble elevator so I can quickly get back to here. So let's put the bubble elevator right here. So we do that. Magma. Soul sand. And then we're going to build this up to a place where we could start pathing. So about right here. It's about the same level as that spawner there. So we're going to cut this off like this. This. Okay, now make a bubble elevator and come right back. By the way, if you guys want to know how to build a bubble elevator, there's a link in this video down below on how to build a bubble elevator. So let's go up. Ooh, that's not good. Looks like I need to watch that tutorial too. All right. Now, this part is probably going to be the most stressful for you to do this. There's two things we have to do. We have to build a path, and we have to be able to build a way to access the barrel that's going to be underneath the spawners to collect the items that are in the thing there. Because getting the spawn is one thing. I'll show you what I mean. Look. So, we're going to build a nice little platform like this. Now, one block. The reason why we're using glass, they won't spawn on glass. Now we're going to go forward. Just like this. Now, if you're in survival, they're activating. See them fall? The silverfish are a problem. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Silverfish are a big problem. Okay. You're going to want to break those. Any silverfish ones you have, break them. Just do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Just do this. You don't need that stress in your life. And as you do this, as they die, they'll keep respawning until the loot pops out. Now, this is also an issue. But what you want to do is you're going to have to get close enough to where they aggro at you. Watch. Oh. And they'll eventually fall with you. Well, they'll eventually... When you're building this in survival, when they spawn, they're going to want to come after you. So you're going to have a way, unfortunately, for them to see you. So we're going to keep going this way. I think their spawn distance is like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's like 6 or 7 blocks. I know there's a wiki, but I've been lucky enough to get away with like 6 or 7 blocks. And look, so we're this close to that one right there, so... Okay, that spawned. And there they go. Alright. So that side is good. So now we're going to go this way. Get the main pathway started, and then we can adjust it from there. So that one's there. And we don't want these guys landing on the walkways either. This is probably the part that took me the most time to do. Because, yeah, let's see, that's too close to that one. Is it silverfish? That's skeleton. That could go away. Zombie. Zombie. Skeleton. Zombie. 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 Skeleton. Breeze. Okay. So we have quite a few here. We can go, let's go up. Now you can do another bubble elevator here if you want. I don't do bubble elevators when it comes to these things. My main goal at this point is to at least build a walkway so I can access all the spawners. Like, get them to activate. So, you know, when they activate, that's good. Survival. Okay, those activate. That one activates too. That's even better. See, we might be too close to this one. Let's see. And then we'll spawn another one until that one either goes far enough away or it dies. This is why we kind of did the kill chamber first. I'm just waiting to see where they spawn, where that one spawns. Now see, what we're going to want to do is smooth out that wall there too. Okay, so that one's good. All right. So now we're going to... it's so close. You know what? We go up. Just like that. Worm it. Worm. Okay, and that will spawn there. That will activate. Now we need to get... you know what? Let's branch this. Let's go like this. And then go all the way over. And if you guys want to see if the kill chamber area is actually working, this is a problem. But the only time that is a problem is if you're doing the what do you call it? The Bad Omen version. Sometimes the mobs have fire resistance, and if they do, you're gonna have to melee kill them. Or squish them, or however you want to do it. Drink another one of these. This is going to be your moneymaker right here. For items, this is your moneymaker right here. So, we need to find a sweet spot where these spawn. Or you know what we could do? Go on the outer rim. Just like this. Accessing the items for this one's going to be a bit tricky. And you're going to want to do this kind of in this order because you want to be able to easily build, you know, you're going to have to make alterations to this walkway here in just a minute. You'll see what I mean. Oh, man. How are we going to get all these? Let's see. Okay, those activate. That one activates. That one in the center. The one in the center is the problem. Okay. Okay. Okay, there it goes. That's a lot of mobs. Okay. So what you want to do then, once you have your walkway, you want to do a couple trial runs and run through this whole thing a couple times to make sure every single spawner activates and they don't land on this glass walkway. We gotta get to that one. That'll activate. Now, this is part, 3. The next part is going to be the tricky part because we have to get over to every single spawner to be able to access the loot contents that come out of these spawners. Now, you can keep all of them. You can, like, for example, there's just a big group here. You could have just this group if you want. That's up to you. I challenged myself when I wanted to make sure I accessed all of them, with the exception of Silverfish, because forget that. So for every spawner, rail, hopper rail, that barrel. This is what you're going to need for every single one. So you're going to need a barrel. Excuse me. Yeah, you're going to need a barrel, hopper, a rail, minecart. In this exact order. Underneath every single spawner. So you're going to go barrel, hopper, rail, minecart rail. Every single spawner. Okay. Feel free to skip the video if you don't want to do this part. Otherwise, yeah. This is the next step. Hopper, rail, minecart hopper. Every single spawner. Okay, now, this is where things get really tricky. You're going to want to access all of these. There's several... God, there's a lot of methods you can do to get a hold of these chests. I've seen people do... You can do a dropper system for every single one of these if you want to where an item drops in it, observer turns on a dispenser and dispenses the item. But you don't want anything to go on the outside of these to interfere with the spawning. Oops, I forgot a minecart rail. Oops. Okay. Yeah, this is the part where it gets tricky. Because if you get too close, they're going to land and spawn on this. So, you're going to want to make sure you can get to every single one of these. This is the kind of the part that I had an issue with. Like, let's see what we could do. We could do maybe a hopper underneath this. But see, if you have any blocks, you see, that ain't gonna work. So you have to... Okay, access that one. Access that one. And this part right here is really going to be trial and error. Because you want to make sure... Oops. So, I can access that one. Access that one. See, that one's going to be the big problem right there, too. Like, I don't... Let's try. I don't know how we're going to be able to... Well... Yeah, we can reach it like that. Okay, so these are all reachable. Now we just need to make it reachable here too. So down. Make sure the spawners up top can't land on it. And I think Bedrock is 5 blocks. Bedrock and Java, I think the longest reach is 5 blocks. So as long as you're able to access the barrel, you're good. So we gotta make another stairwell here. Just like that. This. Access that one. Okay, I believe all the barrels are accessible. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the farm. This is the farm. Oh, I forgot that one right there. Whoops. Now, of course, the next question I know some of y'all have is, how are we going to stop them from hitting us, right? So I'm going to show you guys what I did in my world. There's multiple things you can do. You can make the walls out of trapdoors if you want. But the problem is the mobs need to be able to see you. Yeah, that's the main thing. The mobs have to be able to see you. So in order for them to see you, you could do this with invisibility potions. If you're expert at dodging, which I'm not. Access that. Access that one. Okay. Yeah, this is the farm. And then once you get all the way around, access all of them, you can run back this way, go back down the elevator, and hit the dudes. And then once in a while, once the things are done, access, I call them traps. Access the traps for the items. This is a literal basic tutorial on how to do this. The strategy is ever changing, but this is what I found to work. I'm going to show you guys on my survival world that I play on a stream Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm going to show you all the same thing that y'all just saw. Ooh. 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿 tribute. And see what I mean? This is what I did by the walls. And I couldn't break all of them. It broke my heart to break them. It really did. So, this is the walkway. I didn't do all glass. This is tough. See, as those spawn, they fall. And I covered myself up, except a hole like this. So for one, those spawners can see me. And two, I can access the traps. So that is literally what you see down there. See the trench? This one was a lot smaller. I also broke a lot of spawners too, because this was a lot of work. And I died well over 100 plus times. See, and access this from here. Access this one from here. It took me a while to get used to the labyrinth that I built here, but now, see, my problem with this farm, though, see how they see the dude spawning? They're spawning on top up there because I left that lip open. So they're spawning that far away. So what I tried doing is putting a slab kind of one block above so they don't spawn on top of the thing there. But even if they do, they eventually walk off anyway. So I may just break that block anyway. And when they spawn, they all fall down there. And I made this ladder here so I can go up here and access this barrel. Access my traps. Let me show you all the lovely room that I love walking into because it's just so satisfying. We got slimes, zombies. Another issue that I had here is that my the floor itself, it's too high. I messed up the. Whoa! Out. And like I said, they got to be able to see you in order for it to work. And then once they all start coming, then you can just leave them. We're gonna go back over to the kill chamber. And we gotta do it quickly because if you don't, the mobs are gonna die. This is I have to do everything special because I'm that kind of guy. You hear them all dying. So I want those poison arrows. I'm gonna go through and hit them. And XP because why not? And see, as they slowly filter in, and this collects all the loot when I'm not here. Now, one thing about the slimes that I wanted to show you all a lot on my world here. Down below, I don't know if you can see it. See down there? Here, let me just get down there. So this trench here, when it came to, what I was trying to experiment is making, because see, you notice the slimes aren't spawning up here. Because this is flat, this is water. What I was trying to experiment with is making a trench where the items flow off of the spawner here, and they land into the trench, and the items go that way. Completely eliminating the need to have the minecart rail. That only works 50% of the time. So, you know, hopefully this video helps make whatever fantastic copper trial chamber farm that you want to make. Hopefully this video was informational. Hopefully it was helpful. I know it's not perfect, but this is one of those never ever changing, non-stop changing farms. And I hope in the future we do more of these and y'all do more of these and experiment with more things and make it more efficient, make it better. Again, enjoy. The whole purpose of this is to be fun. So have fun. Let me know in the comments below if you got the system that I showed you in this video to work. If it did, great. If it didn't, tell me some kind of problems you ran into. You're gonna have I mean, you can look in the room here. You're gonna have a lot of tough. You're gonna have a lot of copper. And I just gotta shoot. This has nothing to do with the video, but I'm gonna show y'all this anyway. 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿 tribute. It's an ongoing stream thing from an amazing viewer that I love very much. Love you, 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿. All that copper is being put to use right here. That is almost all the copper that I got from the trial chamber. Almost all of it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this video was helpful. Like, share, sub, show it to your friends, show it to your loved ones. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll see y'all next time. Keep it hugs. Love y'all.